Zainab Al-Hosni's family firmly believed that she was dead, but then on Tuesday, Syrian state television aired an interview with a young woman who identified herself as being Zainab Al-Hosni, saying that she had run away from home because her brothers were beating her, that her house had never been raided by Syrian security forces, that her family had no knowledge of her whereabouts, and that she decided to speak out because she wanted to counter what lying networks, she said, were reporting about her death. Her already traumatized family was shocked to see those images. Her mother says that Zainab had gone missing in late July, shortly after their house was, the mother says, raided by Syrian security forces. The family believes that she was picked up to try to pressure her brother Mohammed, a prominent activist in Homs, to turn himself in. In September, Mohammed was wounded and then detained in a demonstration, and shortly thereafter, the family received the corpses of both children. Zainab's was horrifically mutilated. Her head had been cut off, both her arms severed, the body burnt, almost beyond recognition. This is what her mother says she saw at the time.
It was my daughter's features, even though it was burnt. But it was my instinct. My instinct told me, this is my daughter.
The family does believe that the young woman on Syrian state television is Zainab, but her mother says her voice sounded strange. She sobbed as she told us how close the two were, firmly believing that if her daughter was acting of her own free will, she would have called her mother first. She was an incredibly affectionate child, her mother said. Her brother had this demand of the Syrian government.
And if it is her, then we want her returned to us, or let her do an interview with a credible station, so we can believe that they have her and that she's okay.
Human rights organizations are also demanding that if Zainab is alive, she be allowed to return to her family. They and Zainab's family also want the Syrian government to identify the remains of the corpse of the young woman who was buried. Arwa Damon, CNN, Beirut.